All devs drink coffee, right? Right? Hey guys, Michael White here. So we're coming up on the big 3 months of coding now. While I haven't learned as much new stuff, I've gotten a lot more comfortable with the things I've already learned. So we'll take a look at all the projects I worked on this month. I think we have three completed, one that I'm currently working on, and we'll take a look at those. We'll pop open the code. Just to catch you guys up, I'm still working through the Odin project. I've moved on to the back-end part now. I'm doing the JavaScript tutorial section. That's been a lot of fun so far. I'm learning a lot. I feel like this month, the curriculum's really focused a lot on code structure, like, you know, how to use modules and factory functions and stuff. And while I understand modules pretty well, I think, I don't know when to use certain constructors, you know what I mean? So I think I'm gonna have to reach out to somebody. Maybe one of you guys can help me out viewing if you guys know when and how to use constructors. Because, I don't know, like, I understand how it works, I just don't understand practical application and like how to get silent functions in there and when to use them. I think I'm gonna need to pick somebody's brain about that, or just keep watching videos. But either way, that's my big struggle this month, for sure. And we'll take a look at some of those projects too. Some other things I worked with this month, we used local storage, Firebase on a project I finished at the beginning of the month pretty much. A little bit of Firebase, nothing too crazy. And yeah, it's been a pretty good month. No complaints here, actually. I feel like I'm actually learning and getting a lot better. If you guys don't know, I started my Twitter. Go follow me over there at the TH3 Michael White. And yeah, if you guys haven't already, like the video, subscribe to the channel, follow the journey, and let's jump into the projects now. Alright, so the first project from this month was the library, right? This was to get you used to working with objects, putting them in an array, going through the array, and appending information out, making it visible. This was also the project I used Firebase on. So let's go ahead and take a look at the project first. Here's the code. Let's go ahead and get the project on screen. All right, so this is the My Library project. Here you're just taking a book that you've read, taking the title, the author, the number of pages, and you're putting a toggle on there for complete or incomplete, right? You're saving that as an object inside of an object array and using Firebase to store that data in cloud storage. So that way you can close the browser, refresh, open it, and it will stay. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. We have here, I'll make a new book. What's a book I've read? I actually wrote a book called The Ridiculous American Workplace. I still have to publish it, but it's out there. It's in the ether. Author Michael. If you guys are interested in that, let me know, by the way. I'll hurry up the publication process. Michael White, pages 420. And we will mark this as read. I wrote it, I read it. Boom. All right, so here we have The Ridiculous American Workplace. I'll hide myself so you guys can see. Also, quick note, all of these new books do pop up in a flex box, so you never have to worry about running out of room or going out of the border of the box or things getting crammed. It's in a flex box and it will auto fit. So now we have our Ridiculous American Workplace here, pages 420. We'll mark it as complete, or mark it from read to incomplete, and there it is. Now it's incomplete. We can mark it again. Boom, complete. And it was complete in the first place, right? So let's mark it incomplete. Let's refresh. Boom, now it's incomplete. Just like that. And now from here, let's go ahead and mark it complete again. And now this is the problem that I had. So when I mark it complete, it's gonna work, right? So boom, it's gonna be marked complete, but it always moved to the end. I couldn't figure out how to make it stay in place. That I could not figure out. So if any of you guys out there know how I can fix that, or make that not a thing, make it stay in its spot and update, please let me know. It's sorted, so when you refresh it, it'll go back to its spot, like so. Boom, there it is. I just don't know how to make it do that on update. It's probably something to do with the sorting when you toggle it to complete or incomplete with the function, but who knows. If you guys want to take a look at the code real fast, we can dive into that. All right, so here's my spaghetti code here. We got all, this is my first attempt at doing this, all right? So don't judge all these const variables at the top. Now I know you can make these and kind of do things differently. You don't need to put all of these as a constant variable at the top, but I didn't know. Live and you learn, right? Here's the array, the empty array for the library. Here we have the book constructor. This is actually what makes the book objects. As you can see, constructors are there. I made it as a class too, so I made the book a class in this one. Still don't know when to use classes. I feel like I'm just kind of confused on when to use it. The mark complete function that's in there, the mark incomplete function. Then we're calling those later on when we actually mark it. There's the add book to library function. Again, more spaghetti. A lot of spaghetti in here. So this is when we push it into the Firebase database here, the DB collection. Add, that's when we put it into Firebase. Reset values, just clears the form out. We hide the form after we hit submit. I mean, everything's pretty straightforward. The render books function, look at all this. Oof, oof. That's how we make the actual book tiles pop up. And again, we store the data right here. Oh yeah, see the delete function. So if we go back to the project real fast, we can also, just want to show you guys the flex box. These are one of my spam titles I like to do. New movies. Boom. See, automatically it pins it down. No matter how many books you make, it'll stay like this. 4 across is the maximum it will go, and everything will just keep going down further and further the more books you make, that's all. And then if you want to delete, New movies is gone. We can delete the ridiculous American workplace, and then on refresh, boom, they're done for good. Cloud storage, baby. Firebase. Boom. So the next project we worked on was Tic Tac Toe. Now, I kind of broke the rules on this one. You're supposed to keep everything in its own like constructor, or like, I don't know what you call it, its own class. You're supposed to use a bunch of classes for everything, but I could not figure out how to call the classes like outside of the class. And I know you return the value, you can call it another function. Couldn't wrap my head around it, so I kind of broke the rules. I still made Tic Tac Toe. It works. It's 2 players. I still use objects to store the player values, but I did not use classes like I should have. So we'll go ahead and look at the project first and take a look at the code. So here's my Tic Tac Toe game. Here we have the name for player 1 and player 2. So I'm gonna go ahead and put some names in there. We have player 1 names, gonna be Michael. Player 2 name will be you, at home watching. I'll just kick my camera. Alright, so here's my Tic Tac Toe board. I'm telling you guys, man, my color scheme game's getting up there. Then down here you can see it says it's Michael's turn. Boom. Then it's U's turn. It's U's turn. You guys circle X's. It's Michael's turn. It's U's turn. It's Michael's turn. What an absolute war. A battle. A barn burner. Michael absolutely tore the house down. Michael has won. Restart the game. And that's it. It's very simple. I didn't put a scorekeeper on here. I was trying to make it a draw just now. I can't even draw Tic Tac Toe. Terrible. But yeah, pretty simple, pretty straightforward project. Let me try to make it a draw. I forgot what my draw message was. I also forgot how to do a draw on Tic Tac Toe, believe it or not. X would have to go here for it to draw, right? O would have to go here. Shit. X would have to go here. O, X, O, X. There we go. Game it into a draw. No fancy message. It's just, it ended in a draw. And you reset from there. Kind of cool. This was a cool one to work on. Tic Tac Toe is pretty simple. We can look at the code real fast. I just wish I would have used class constructors more. But I didn't. Oh well. So we have the checklist. I also had to Google some stuff for this, by the way, so just throwing it out there. I did abuse Google on this one. All right, so here's my big block of code that makes the board. Deals with the player's turn, the winning message. A lot of things are happening up here. Player 1, player 2 are grabbed up here for variables later on. We have the players. This is where you make the player objects when you put your name in at the very beginning. It gives you your name and your marker. Current player always starts as player 1. Player 1 always goes first in this game. So player 1 should theoretically always win the game of Tic Tac Toe. I didn't randomize it or anything. It's a simple Tic Tac Toe. You go through it. The winning conditions are here. So this is how you win the game. We go through, we compare game states. The current game state is saved in an empty array as well. We compare that to this array, and if it matches, then you win. If it doesn't match, then the game continues. And that's pretty much it. Pretty easy. I just wish I would have used the class constructors more and kept everything grouped up. That's what the whole exercise was for. And I need to go back and work on that. I feel like I've gotten better at it now. But back then we were slacking. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the next project. So this next project was to make a restaurant page with a menu and use modules, Webpack, and NPM to get it done. So, and it's all made in JavaScript. There's only one div, I believe. There's only one div in the HTML. That's it, and that's the main section div. So everything else is rendered through JavaScript and styled with CSS. So let's take a look at that. All right, here we have my restaurant page for the lounge. Super fancy, huh? So we have the lounge, and now, if you guys, we're already on the home page, so that's gonna happen here. But when we click the drinks here, or the menu here, watch what happens, watch what happens. Boom, the lounge. This is a little clue into my past here, guys. If you ever wondered why I have gaming lights and anime background, just figure out who that guy is, or not. I don't care either way. So we have our copies, the Vesper, and then what it is, the price. Now for these are all objects. Like I just made an object for each item in the menu with the title here, a description here, and a price here. So those are the properties in the object, and just put them in an array. So there's 3 objects in there total for the lounger, the Vesper Special, and the Vesper. Don't judge my French accent. I don't even know if that was a French accent or not. Don't judge me. But yeah, that's that. Then we have the about page here. We're the best around. Never gonna let you down because we're the best around. But for real though, we have good comp. Super simple. Nothing too complicated. Didn't want to complicate it too much. Now let's take a look at the code. It's pretty straightforward here. So we're using Webpack for the first time. I had no idea what I was doing with this, by the way. So I made a bunch of modules and imported and exported the functions from the modules out to the other ones. Like in our main page, in our index, we import pretty much everything you see on the home page is in its own tab or module up here. We have the home page in this module, the menu in this module, the about page in this module, and each individual module will render HTML layout. So, and then when you go to the index page, it just puts it all together. We also have a nifty little function here, create HTML element, that will go through and pull or create you an HTML element from putting in the type here, the ID here, the classes here in an array, and the content here. Now I stole this function from somebody else's project. I was looking around because they always give examples out there. I saw this, definitely stole that function. It made building the web page and rendering it so much easier. So thank you, mysterious stranger out there, for your function. But here you just bring in everything and you render it with nav. The nav comes through on everything, and then I mean, that's pretty much it. I made like one daddy function to house the other functions, and whenever it's called, it pops off, I did a horrible job of explaining that, but I'm sure you guys get it. Alright. I didn't use a lot of the Webpack here, or any mods really, or packages. I just have NPM and Webpack in here to help with the modules. It makes one, let's see if I can make this, let's see if I can word this right. It makes one main JavaScript file and compiles it so it works with a bunch of different browsers. That's the best way I can explain that, what Webpack does with its compiler. So if you go to the main tab, do I even have it open here? No, I don't. So let's go to the main.js, and you see this big long string of JavaScript here. This is what the compiler does. The compiler takes everything you put on all the other pages and puts it in here. This is why you get Webpack, and it's just one long string, and that's the string you also put on your index HTML, the main.js. Everything else is a module inside of that. The nav, the home, the menu, the about, whatever you want to call them, they're all modules inside of that. The compiler goes through, grabs it all, and turns it into one long string of code. At least that's how I understand it. Like I said, if you guys have a better understanding, let me know. I'm learning here. And we got one more project now. All right, and lastly, we have the project I am currently working on, and it is ugly right now, okay? It's unstyled. It's me trying to like shoot a machine gun and trying to like watch the tracers and, aim by, I don't know what you call it, Kentucky windage, just drag the machine gun into the target. I'm learning a lot of things. I'm trying things out. So this is a to-do list. Sounds super simple, right? So for this to-do list, the actual project is an object, right? And then inside that object, you have to have a checklist. And it has to be done in local storage. And I've never done any of that, right? I've made objects, obviously, but I've never stored an object in an object and done that whole objectception thing. So let's take a look at the code. Let's take a look at the project first. I want you guys to see what it looks like right now. This is rough. This is a rough one, boys. It'll be, by next month's video, it will be a finished and beautiful project. But right now, no, it's ugly. But, you know, I gotta show you guys, man. That's what it's all about, right? This is where we start. So this is it right now, right? It's local storage, so all this has been saved. And we want to add something new. Let's do it for you guys. New. This is a project, right? Oops. Oh, new project, boy. There we go. Description. Let's do something cool here. Checklist. Beer. Peace. Things. And soda. All right. So 4 objects there. And then, so I need to make the priority work. I don't have that working yet. I need to make the date work. I don't have that working yet. I'm going like one thing at a time and making sure we get it. But we create, boom, new project, boy. And there we go. We have our new project here. And all this is saved in an object. And now, so far it's simple, right? It was easy to get to this point. Actually, it wasn't. But now from here, we can add something new. What do we want to add? Twitter, right? We'll add Twitter because you guys should follow me on Twitter. We hit the plus, boom, and there it is. Now, I have to figure out how to refresh it. I don't know if you guys noticed what I did. When I typed in Twitter and hit plus, nothing happened. But when I hit the there's a function here for anytime you click on a title. When I click on the title, boom, it posts it there. So I got to figure out how to make that happen all the time. And also, we can delete one Twitter gone, and it's the same thing. When I click on the title, it refreshes the page because everything's rendered in JavaScript. Nothing is in HTML. I have one form in HTML, but everything else is JavaScript. We delete the Twitter, boom, it's gone. And that's it so far. Let me refresh here. We'll go back to the home page. And now you see new project boy still here. We go into new project boy, and the Twitters are gone. And now we go back home. We can also, there's an undefined here. Gotta get rid of that. We can also delete. Boom, gone forever. Now when you delete it, updates immediately. So I just gotta figure out what I'm missing here. We can delete test 1 here. Boom, gone forever. We refresh the page, and that's how it is. Local storage, boys. Got it figured out. So with this project, there's still a lot I need to work on. It's ugly. I know it's ugly. Don't judge me. I needed to do certain things and make sure certain things were working. So by next month, this will be done. I say this will be done probably within a week. And we'll take a look at the code real fast. Actually, I'll save the code for when I got everything figured out and show you guys then. But that's just where I'm at right now with this. So that's it. That's everything I worked on over the last month. Getting a lot of experience in building stuff. It's a lot of fun, man. It's a lot of fun. If you guys are still on the fence, do the Odin project if you're trying to learn. 100% recommend it. I've gotten a lot more comfortable. I enjoy coding every day. Love it. I have 0 complaints, man. 0 complaints. I want to get this to-do list done ASAP, probably within the next week. And then we'll go from there and see where we are. So that's going to wrap up this video for everything I've done this month. If you guys want me to make a separate video on each project I worked on and kind of like put it out there, because I know some of you guys are doing the Odin project too, and I can have it out there so you guys can reference it. I'll do that. I'll probably end up doing that anyway and just kind of go more in depth on those projects. I kind of just skimmed over them, got the meat and potatoes in. That's going to do it for this one. A lot of fun. Hope you guys enjoyed the ever-changing background. Hold on, I gotta get my coffee sip. And I'll see you guys in the next one.